Imagine you're an athlete sidelined by a nagging injury, tendonitis in your elbow that just won't quit. You've tried everything. You rest, physical therapy, maybe even a cortisone shot, but the pain lingers, holding you back from the game that you love. Or maybe you're someone who's dealing with chronic issues in your gut, like bloating, discomfort that makes every meal a gamble. What if there was a compound, a tiny chain amino acid being called the game changer by biohackers, athletes, and even neuroscientists like Andrew Huberman? That could potentially speed up the recovery, heal your gut, and get you back living pain free.
Welcome back to ATP Health Hackers Podcast, where I'm Alexis.
And I am Tina.
And today we'll be discussing and deep diving into
what it is and what everyone's talking about, whether it's the miracle that it's hyped up to be, or is there a catch you need to know about? The definition of BCP-157 is body protection, compound 157. It's a synthetic peptide made up of 15 amino acids. It's derived from natural occurring protein found in the human gastric juice, a substance in the stomach that helps to protect against repair tissues. BCP is usually used and available in injectable or oral supplements. Injections are often preferred for musculoskeletal injuries, while the oral form is usually used for gut issues. Today, we can talk about guests.
Yes, we actually have some guests that we interviewed. They'll be kind of spliced in after. So Marie Batanti is an 82-year-old who's actually using BCP-157 for musculoskeletal and ended up secretly helping with her gut, which you'll discover. And then we also have Kim, who's mainly taking the BCP-157 strictly for her gut and helping that kind of gastro purposes. So
that's really helped.
Yes.
So let's get to talking to our guests, and you'll see me in a few minutes.
Okay. All right. So I have my grandma here. She is actually also participating in doing BCP 157 as well. She first started off with injections, especially with her knee. So tell me a little bit about what you noticed with the injections with your knee.
Well, let me back up and tell you that my knee was bothering me quite a bit, so that I had changed my whole way of walking. My gait was different, and I was tired just to get to the normal things. So I called my doctor. She sent me for an MRI, and when I got the MRI back, she was like, "Oh my God, you need surgery. You need it right away." Visit two surgeons, both of them recommended surgery, but also recommended that my daughter went with me and my granddaughter, and they kind of warned that if you didn't do the therapy correctly, it would be worse. So
the post-op for getting a knee replacement.
Yes. So anyway, these two said, let's try. They had all these numbers that I don't really understand. I just knew A, I didn't want surgery, and B, I wanted to be able to walk better and keep up with all my friends who were going places and I didn't want to do. Anyway, so Allie and Tina started me out with the injections, and I've never had to give myself a shot before. I didn't know what to expect. In fact, I was going on a trip and I asked if I didn't have to do it till I got back. But I had no side effects on any other part of my body. But I did notice that a little by little, not dramatically, but that I was able to use my knee more. One of the symptoms or signs that told me it's beginning to work is that in bed at night, if I turned over, my knee, if I just turned wrong, it would crack and really hurt. And it wasn't doing that. That was huge to me. And then I did that for a month. The injections was about a month, and then we went to the medication, 2 pills a day.
Yeah, there's an oral form and subcutaneous form that we have previously talked about. And so when we ran out of the injections for her, then my mother, Tina, got the oral form. And so she started doing the oral form, which actually I think really helped with your gut too.
One of the I don't think you call it a side effect, but one of the effects also, Tina said, because the bottle had no instructions on it. It just had 2 pills a day. It didn't say on empty stomach or any of that. But Tina had did the research to make sure I should be taking it, and she said it's also good for your gut, which I was delighted about because I eat bad. I eat wrong,
Terrible.
and I
No
was
vegetables, no
yeah,
fiber, a lot of
and
junk.
I was starting to have off and on constipation problems. So the pill took care of working on my knee and also working on my gut. Tina said that it hits your gut, and especially if you take it on an empty stomach, which I tried to do, especially in the morning, it was easy. At night, it was hard. But anyway, it wasn't a radical change, but I just returned from a trip to Alabama where we do a lot of walking. And I don't share with people that my knee was bothering me.
Which she never does. It
And
took about a year for us to get her into the doctor's office to actually get imaging. I actually threatened her. I was
yes,
actually
that was
not very nice.
no, not very
I
nice.
said, "You're going to be in a wheelchair like your brother if we don't do something." So,
So I just returned, and my friend, who only one person on a group of 50 knew that I had knee problems, she said, "Oh my God, you're walking so much better." So even though I still have to, make sure that I don't, well, I can even run now, which I wasn't running before. I left something at
we'd
the
like to see that.
I left something at we get bus rides everywhere we go, and I left something in our house, and they don't let you go back. And I said, "I'll be right back." And I didn't want to cause any waiting for me, and I ran to the house. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I ran." Because I have been babying it. Besides, before I started all this, I was babying, which Allie says you're walking wrong, you're walking wrong, you're walking wrong. But I guess it's just a natural reflex. But anyway,
Well, kind of what we really noticed was in our DC trip, um, which was a lot of walking. And before we even started all this, this is kind of really what set the motion to actually starting all this. She was just walking terrible. And I think for so long she babied it. And, when you don't lose it, when you don't use it, you lose it. And so she was complaining her hip flexors were sore for the amount of walking. So it kind of really started this wellness journey for her. You can actually see her progress from week to week on my mom's channel on her TikTok. You could really see the improvement for sure.
interestingly enough, I don't even know who watches it, but people call and say, "I just love seeing that the way you're getting better." I'm with it every day. I notice it like this trip. I was hesitant about making the trip because I knew it required a lot of walking. Plus, I cooked for 50 people, which meant I was on my feet for 2 days cooking. And I was able to get through all of that, sleep well at night, go to the bathroom, all the things that keep you kind of, well, should I go on this trip? And so for that, I know that all of these shenanigans are working.
And what's actually really funny is back in the day, I used to actually put my grandma through Grammy workouts. So, did you ever think you would start that again at
No,
82?
because she made me jump the monkey bars, and I missed the bar, and I fell
Oh,
flat on my back.
terrible.
That ended Grammy workouts.
I
So,
know.
yeah, she was white when she was looking at my face, and I said, "Allie, don't even move me for a minute till I make sure I have all my bones." And nothing was hurt. Nothing was hurt. I am blessed to have great bones, and that's why I didn't want to not be able to do all the things that I can do at 82. I was the oldest one on the trip.
But that's a great testimony. So,
Yeah.
good job. Keep up the good work. And if you have any questions or are interested, specifically, even with BPC-157, any other peptides, reach out, message us. And then if you have any questions for her specifically, we can, circle back and talk about it next week.
I'd be happy to tell you.
So thank you. Thank you
All right.
for sharing. All right. So we have Kim here. She's actually doing BCP 157, but she's actually doing it orally. So I'll let her kind of tell you more about her experience, how she's been doing it orally, her journey, and all that. So take it away.
So about 2.5 years ago, I was having all kinds of gut pain and pain on my side. Doctors couldn't figure out what it was until I went to a gastroenterologist, and he scoped me and told me that I had gastritis and esophagitis, and that I should just cut out the foods that, are irritants or triggers, and take like a proton pump inhibitor, which I did not want to take because there's bad side effects and long-term chronic use. Now they're linking to cognitive issues. So I took it just to get past the initial pain and get the inflammation down, and it worked. But over the last couple years, I've been working on healing it because I know I can heal it, but I've not fully healed it. So I came across a doctor through Gary Brecka's podcast. He's a gut healing specialist and works on healing your microbiome. So his protocol is BPC-157 oral, take the capsule, empty it into an ounce of water, and on an empty stomach in the morning, you drink that so that it coats your esophagus and your gut. I started doing that a month ago, and immediately it was the same as taking like Peptide or one of the proton pump inhibitors, where I can feel the inflammation going down. But there's not the side effects like a proton pump inhibitor. So now 30 days later, it's been 30 days today, I have no more pain. And so I'm going to continue the protocol for a little while. And then Tina and I were just talking about what's next, like what I'm going to do. After that, I need to do a little bit more research. But so far, the BPC-157, taking it that way has really helped my gut. But I want to continue and make sure that I'm completely healed. So that's where I'm at.
So that's amazing. I mean, definitely, we've seen Kim throughout the years, up and down, up and down.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the most stable, probably in the best health you've been in a while.
Yes, in a long time. Years. Yeah. Yes.
So,
yes.
Amazing things.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you continue on this journey.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions about specifically BPC-157 with the oral route, since she's actually strictly doing it orally, where my grandma were kind of jumping back and forth between the injections and orally, feel free to reach out anytime.
Yeah.
And Tina's back.
Okay. Well, we've heard from Marie, an 82-year-old woman who was actually my mother, her grandmother, so 3 generations here.
Yes.
And we learned that with BCP, it's not slowed her down. She's actually incorporated the gym, which honestly, at 82 years old, it's the first time she's ever been to the gym. And then
she whips her into shape physically, and I beat her up mentally.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't report us.
Yeah, it's true.
But no, if you've really, you should have seen really what she,
the beginning point.
And even when I mentioned following her on my mom's journey on her TikTok, that's not even like the worst of it.
No,
we were already
her in DC.
I know, it was so bad.
Did you talk about DC?
I did. I said that like
her hip flexors
right here was sore.
Yeah.
And
she kept saying you're pulling me. And I'm like, yeah, but you're walking like there's something wrong. And I was really thinking there was something mentally wrong.
And the thing is, whatever, she's 82. But the thing is, if she didn't have a sister that was older and runs circles around her.
It's not even about the age, though, really, because I've seen my mom run circles. What happened is from working, and she's always been on the go, and then the restaurant closed. So 2 years of just being home. And she does clean her house, and she runs errands. But as she slowed down, her knee started hurting more. So she started walking to protect the knee. I think. I mean, I can't even really say, because literally in Washington, D.C., when we were walking, I've been on many trips with her. We've been on many trips together. We've been to the Holy Land. We've been to New York. We've run through New York all on foot. And there was none of this. I mean, yeah, she was slower. And sometimes we'd all take turns going behind. But this was different. This was like I was literally dragging her. My arm was hurting. And I was beginning to think, is there something like mentally? Is there a disconnect with the brain?
Well, because she was walking weird. But that was only because out of fear.
Yeah, sliding her feet.
But long story short, she has come a long way. And the BCP-157 is definitely, I think, a true testament too.
Yes.
seeing
And
the
with
difference in her.
Kim, I've heard Kim talk about her stomach for a long, long time.
Yes.
She's complained about it for a long time. So I'm real excited to hear more about like how she opens it up. I think that's a great thing. Did she actually give the source on that person? Because we'll include that in the notes.
She talked about.
Okay, because she had a great source for that I didn't have.
Yes.
We're all following different podcasters and biohackers and neuroscientists that are using it in different ways. So, and remember, like everyone's healing is different. Every
Mhm.
person is different. Look what it's doing for Marie is completely different than what it's doing for Kim. And I have like 3 or 4 other clients that are actually using it for gut health as well, that are having remarkable uh, results. But all the results have been different and slower. So I will say that I have 4 clients using BCP orally. And then we have Sammy also that you guys listened to last week, who he loves it for his shoulder.
Mhm.
So every area is different. Every amount that they're going to be injecting or taking is different. And just stay tuned. The reason why we talked about BCP was because someone mentioned it in Sammy's video. Like, what is it? And so that's how we kind of come across our new topic. So if there's something you'd like to hear about, please let us know.
Yes, thank you for tuning in to our discussion on BCP-157 for this week. So feel free to subscribe. That way you can always catch us.
Yes.
And then leave a comment, review, any questions, suggestions. We're all open to
Yes.
ears. Yes,
Also,
and share.
like our Instagram page,
Yes.
our TikTok page,
Yes.
and we have a website that's under construction. But can you tell them what the website is?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I know what it is, but it's not done yet. So
Okay.
I'm a perfectionist and I want it to be done.
It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
Just because I watch how hard you're working.
So thank you. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.